Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. Today we're talking about money. What do you like to splurge on? What do you like to buy used? What's something fun you've bought for other people? And what have you bought that makes life easier? Join us as we share our answers to all these questions and more. Let's get started. Listeners, today we're talking about money. This episode idea was sparked by a question from the K-Love Morning Show Radio on Facebook. They have a Facebook page that Mindy saw. And the question said, what's something you spent your money on that makes you so happy? And of course, I couldn't wait to see the comments because I feel like sometimes the things I like to spend my money on might be a little weird. But there were quite a few I liked and could relate to. Mm-hmm. Did you guys deep dive into these comments at all?
Yeah, I just looked at them this morning, actually. So I thought about all my answers and then saw, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And the question just made me so happy when I saw it because I feel like a lot of times spending money has like a negative connotation. Mm-hmm. And so even like the picture that they used with the question is this big yellow happy face. And I was like, yeah, it's fun to spend money sometimes. Mm-hmm. And the answers that I saw from some people were just so great. I'm like, okay, I love that. What a neat aspect of spending money.
Yeah. Well, before we get into like our answers, let's take a look at some of your favorite comments, or what did you see a lot of that you could relate to?
I'm going to jump right in here because my favorite answer was, I paid my broke young adult daughter to clean my house really well. It was not only worth every penny, but it helped her out too.
I saw that one.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one. What were some other ones that you liked, Mindy?
Well, this one I actually thought about Julie and her love of travel, but somebody wrote, our motor coach, it's allowed us to meet people all over the USA, and even more rewarding that we get to see so much of God's creation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Julie, what did you like?
Well, this one just cracked me up. I won't say the person's name. It was a man. And he said, my Lone Ranger gear that I only get to wear once or twice a year, but I've never grown up. LOL.
Oh, that's funny.
I guess he must wear it on Halloween and maybe to a birthday party or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know. What's the twice a year? I'm like, I can get the once a year, but...
And then along those same lines, my Little Pony collection, especially the one signed by Bonnie Z, who was the original creator.
Oh,
wow. You really deep dived. Cool. I didn't even see those, Julie.
Yeah,
awesome. I went to the very end because I thought y'all are going to already have the ones at the beginning. So
okay, that's good. Yeah. Well, I saw a lot of people that love to spend money on their pets, which when my girls come home, they'll have to be like, Clara has a new collar? Clara gets more clothes. You spend more money on Clara than you spend on me. I'm like, okay, a dog collar is like $15. Come on.
Right.
But yeah, I do like to spend money on Clara. But then the thing that I thought was weird that I like to spend money on, but I did see some other people say similar answers. Somebody wrote, getting concrete work done on porch, sidewalk, and driveway wall. New front door and storm door. These things make me happy to be done. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings. And I could totally relate because one of the things that has made me so happy the past 2 years is the fact that we replaced our heat and air in January of 2020. Mm-hmm. And every time I don't have to worry about, it's getting hot outside. Like, I'm not worried about my air conditioning going out or my heat going out. I know it could, but in reality, it's probably not going to. And it gives me great peace of mind, especially with a husband that travels. Like, it seems like if something's going to go wrong like that, it's always going to be when he's gone. And we've had our air conditioning go out in the middle of the summer before. And like, all me and the kids are sleeping downstairs trying to get just a little bit cooler, and it's nice. Like I like to spend money on things that you might not even really notice, but they make me feel better. So I could totally relate to that. I saw that someone else had put a 50-year roof and basement waterproofing. No more worrying about leaks when it rains. I'd be like, yes. That would make me happy too.
Yes. Especially, you don't know how long they dealt with that,
Yes. But another thing I saw a lot of people write was donating, like to churches or organizations, or helping people out. And there really is a great joy in that. I saw some people put down crafting supplies, and Julie, I thought about you and really the both of us, and Mindy, you probably too. Like sometimes I look back with a little bit of dismay and think, oh, all the crafts that I stopped and started, look at all the money I wasted, like scrapbooking supplies, this or that. But really, they brought you a lot of joy while you were into it.
Yeah, I think I sent you guys that meme that said, let's make a $7 craft with $92 worth of craft supplies.
Yes.
That's kind of what the reality of it.
Yes. So there are a lot of things that we can spend money on that other people also enjoy spending money on. And this episode is going to be fun because we're going to have some money talk. We're going to have some ways you can save money. We're going to talk about some of the other things that we buy that brings us joy. But Mindy, you had come up with some rapid fire answers, and I am terrible at rapid fire answers, but I'll do the best I can.
Come on, Marie, you can do it.
But anyways, what would you guys say rapid fire to something you buy regularly that brings joy?
Flowers.
Coffee.
That's a good one. Okay. You guys, you are going to laugh when the first thing that came to my mind was Kleenex.
Oh my goodness.
That brings you joy?
Well, yes, it does, because the other day I had run out of my good, nice, soft Kleenex, and I had to buy Aldi brand because that's where I was. And that stinks, you guys. Like, spend a little money on Kleenex that doesn't hurt your nose when you blow. Like, I don't know.
I don't even buy them unless I'm sick.
Really?
I know. I don't either.
Yeah.
I have Kleenex in my car, in my kitchen, in my upstairs bathroom. Like, I keep some in my purse. Like,
oh, wow. No, my car has Chick-fil-A napkins.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about as soft as it gets.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would also say books.
Okay.
That I'll be driving down the road listening to a podcast, and they'll say, hey, they'll be talking about a book, and I'll pull over and look it up and order it.
Oh,
I don't have to know too much about it to go ahead and order it. And I know I could just use the library, but I'm okay with just buying a book. I like to own books.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the total opposite on that. Like, I'm like, what library can I get this from? I should be able to find this book for free.
Yeah, I want it on my own terms. I want to keep it as long as I want to read it. I want to read it again.
Listen, Marie's all bougie when it comes to her Kleenex, but when it comes to books, she's like, I need it for free.
Okay, well, what is something that you've splurged on that made you happy?
Our front yard.
Okay.
Grass.
Yes. And you guys, I was recently at Mindy's house, and the grass does look beautiful, and her husband has done an awesome job. And I will say that, like, that's his claim to fame around their house. Like, he loves that grass.
Oh, that front yard has brought so much joy, and it was a major splurge. But I walk barefoot in it. That is just a joy of mine, to walk barefoot in the grass. And it feels like carpet this year, now that it's gotten, we've had it 1 year. So we are celebrating having a front yard.
I really think it'd be interesting for listeners. I know you had a before picture that you showed me. We should do like a before and after, because looking at that before picture, I could have never said, oh, well, here's what my yard looks like now, and here's what it could look like.
Right. It was a major, major overhaul. So, all right, I'll try to find pictures and share those.
Yeah. All right. What's something that you splurged on that makes you so happy, Julie?
Any travel that we've ever done, and especially like as a family with our kids, I don't regret any Disney trip, any beach trip. I don't. Especially now, I'm just so glad we did it.
Right.
I also like to spend money on craft supplies or gear for a sport. That's to me, that's the most fun thing. If I'm going to start something new, it's getting all the gear.
And that can be a major splurge too.
Yeah. So that always brings me a lot of joy.
Okay. Something that I've splurged on that makes me happy. Okay. Well, recently, it just makes me happy to splurge on good shoes. Like, I don't know. I want my feet to be comfortable. So I recently splurged on a pair of Hoka's, and I had the opportunity at the time. They had some that were like on clearance and on sale. They didn't feel as good as the ones that were full price. And in my frugal mind, I was like, well, I mean, these are still comfortable, these clearance ones. But in my logical mind, I thought, you know what, I don't know, I think the difference was maybe like $20. It wasn't astronomical. For like $20, these actually do feel really good. So every time I wear them to go for a walk, they feel nice. My legs don't hurt. Like, I really like them. Then I was recently in Nordstrom Rack, and I don't know, I just saw this cute pair of boots, these little booties, and they didn't have my size, but I looked online and they actually had my size online. So I ordered them, and they were a little more than I usually spend on a pair of shoes, but I thought, I'll wear them all winter. Like, this is the prime season to start. And I'm just going to get them because I could probably look in like 6 or 7 other stores trying to save money and still not find anything.
Yeah, right. I agree on that. When I started traveling, I just had to give up wearing Target shoes. I have to have nice shoes, and it really does pay off. I mean, I'm still wearing them. I still have most of them. They just last longer, so you're buying them less often, and I think that's money well spent.
And you're not like dying to take your shoes off anytime you sit down because they're pinching you or hurting you or whatever.
Yeah, it elevates the whole outfit. I mean.
Yes. Well, what did the woman say that we recently on for Midlife Fashion? She said you can tell how old someone is by their shoes or something. That was what I took from it.
There was something. Yeah.
Yeah, when you've gone for purely comfort. Yeah.
What is something you've bought someone else that made them happy?
Oh, I'm laughing because it's so cheap.
Oh, well, what is
Red vines and red vines for my husband and my boys.
What are they? I don't know what they are.
Red candy.
Oh, it's candy? Okay.
Yeah. And it's a huge treat when I find them because they only have them at Target. I don't have a Target in town.
Oh.
And so red vines, it's
like a licorice.
Like Twizzlers. Yeah.
Twizzlers. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But we like the red vines better. And then also, we only buy this for like Father's Day or his birthday, but Bryce loves the bottled root beer, and it feels so like, I'll use the word bougie extra to buy the bottle, and there's like not that much in it, but there's something about when I buy that, he just feels so loved.
Right. Okay. Well, good. Yes. The key to Bryce's heart is red vines and root beer.
In glass bottle.
Okay. All right. Julie, what's something that you've bought that made someone else happy?
Well, this wasn't my answer, but I want to say that John loves candy, and he likes sweet tarts, and those are kind of hard to find. They're a little bit on the old fashioned, like you don't see them in candy stores, and so I have to go to a pharmacy usually and find them.
Oh, okay.
So anytime, and even other people kind of know that about him. It's like, hey, I'm going to bring John some sweet tarts. So that's funny that he's really happy when he gets those. But I was going to say it was a birthday gift I bought my daughter one time. When she moved away, they don't live near Jenny's ice cream. And she just really loved that. So for her birthday, I got her a subscription where they delivered Jenny's ice cream to her house.
Oh,
I think it was, you got 4 different pints every 3 months. And so that's a fun gift, a treat that you just can't get otherwise. And it just keeps on giving.
Oh, that's cool.
That's great.
Yes, that's really neat. Something I bought someone else that made them happy. Well, probably the most recent thing is I bought my granddaughter some Elsa pajamas. I suggested that she be Elsa for Halloween, and she was right on board with it. But then I bought her some pajamas, and they have Elsa, huge print on them. But their smile when they put on clothes like that is just, I love it. Like, look at me. They almost feel like they are Elsa. So
that's such a happy memory of buying the kids fun pajamas. And I miss it. Like, I cannot wait to buy grandchildren pajamas. Boys, girls, I don't care. Like, and then, I don't know, it evokes such like soothing memories. Like, they're clean, they've just bathed, and they're all cuddly, and
I know.
I guess that's a grandmother thing, because that's what I bought Ezra for his birthday too.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. Car pajamas.
Oh.
What is the best purchase you've made to help you in the kitchen?
Silverware.
Okay.
We, 1 year ago also, this is another year anniversary item. We were just talking about it last night. None of my spoons have like ridges from being stuck in the garbage disposal.
That's funny.
I'm not cutting my lip when I'm trying to eat.
That's so funny.
Listen, having matching beautiful silverware, it was expensive. So that was a splurge, but we hadn't bought silverware since I don't know when.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I haven't bought like a new set, but like once a year I'll go through and like if 4 spoons have somehow disappeared, I'll order 4 more. Like I want to have enough silverware in my drawer that I'm not having to wash it by hand before I run my dishwasher. Like I like to have silverware at my fingertips.
Yes, I just feel like life is all settled. It's organized, in balance, they match, they're in good condition. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have our original set that we registered 35 years ago.
Really?
But the spoons go missing every few years. So I've had to replace the spoons. I don't know what it is with spoons.
People say they're going to bring them back in from their car, and they never do. No, Mom, I always bring mine in. I always bring mine. Well, then why am I missing spoons?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what is the best purchase that I made to help me in my kitchen? I don't know. It sounds silly, but I maybe have had this already like 6 years. I love my dishwasher. If it broke, I would buy the exact same model tomorrow. I love it. And I've had all kinds of brands over the years. I've had Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Kenmore, KitchenAid, the best dishwasher. In fact, the only dishwasher that has ever cleaned my dishes is the Bosch.
Me too.
Yes, I don't have to basically wash my dishes before I put them in the dishwasher. I just get any big pieces off and put them in. And it's almost like a game I still play. Like it's like a game show. It's like when I open the dishwasher, every time I'm like doing the slot machine, like, is it going to come up clean? And like maybe there's one fork that still has some dried avocado or something, but like it comes up clean. Whereas, you know, when you used to open up your dishwasher, it'd be like, darn, there's 10 plates that didn't even get clean or whatever.
Right. I just started back again.
All right, Julie, what's the best purchase you've made in your kitchen?
Well, it's a tie. I would say my Breville toaster oven.
Oh, yes.
If there was a fire in the house, I might have to just grab that and run out.
That's strong language.
Yeah. If my oven dies, I might not replace it because this is what I use.
Okay.
I love it. I use it probably every meal to reheat something. I can even bake in it, toast, pizza. I just love it. And I would say a good knife. It's important to splurge on at least one good knife.
Yes. You know, I did that. I got some knives for Christmas a few years ago. I always had like free sets. Like one time we listened to this whole, I don't know, sales pitch. And then listening to the sales pitch, you got one of those knife blocks or whatever. But they were always knives that wore out really quickly. And I bought some good knives. And what were they? I don't know. They started with a W, I feel like. I know I asked Julie what were some good knife names. Right. But I got them at Williams-Sonoma. And I'm telling you, every time I use them, it's a pleasure. It's like, okay, I know this really will cut.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I'm taking a note.
Yeah.
And if not, you can sharpen it.
Right.
Okay.
You know, yeah. That's the difference, I think.
Yes. All right. This is kind of a hard question. It's sort of goes into the ones from other paper. What is the best purchase you made to make everyday life simpler? So what did you guys pick for that?
This was not hard for me.
What is
one bit? This is probably my favorite question and answer of the whole thing because we have struggled for the past couple of years with my youngest getting up for school.
Oh.
I was either calling him on the phone or going upstairs to try to wake him, and he could not seem to get up. He really struggles. He is a sleeper. I mean, he's the 4th kid. He can sleep through anything. This year in particular, we even had some mornings where I was tough loving him and let him sleep and miss class to have natural, consequences.
That was tough love, yeah.
It was tough. I think it hurt me worse. But
yeah,
the best purchase we have made is an alarm clock
Okay.
that was super cheap. He does not use his phone anymore because
an old-fashioned alarm clock.
Old-fashioned. Go to Walmart. They have alarm clocks that say loudest beep ever on the front. I'm telling you, the marketing, I'm like, they know me. They know I have a kid that can't seem to get up. This has brought us so much joy because it's across his room and he hates the sound of it. He said, I feel like something's about to blow up, And so he jumps up and he's turning it off, and he's been ready on time every single day since I bought the cheap alarm clock at Walmart.
Oh, way to go. That was the best. What was it? Probably like $5 or $10.
Oh, so cheap. No, I mean, I'm telling you, no more like contention in the morning over, we gotta leave.
Right. That's wonderful. Wonderful. All right, Julie, what have you bought that made everyday life easier?
I couldn't think of anything for this.
No? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Let me keep thinking. I don't know. Maybe something will come, but I don't think my life is very easy right now. So.
Well, one thing, I hate to even bring it up again, so I do have a second answer, but I would just say my Lululemon belt bag makes my life so much easier. But I know I always use it for every answer. So, okay, fine. The belt bag, I'm telling people, go out and get them.
It's that good.
But here's another thing that it's a small thing. But so when we got a dog and I knew I was going to have to walk her at night in the cold, I bought a warm coat that I keep hanging right in the garage. I bought warm gloves and a hat that I keep in a box high enough that other people don't know they're there and they won't steal them when they're missing gloves. Right. So that way I have, and I also have rain boots. So like having those things right there makes it so much easier to take her out at night. I'm not, where's my coat? This is just my walking the dog coat. It's my walking the dog gloves and hat. And like, it's right there. And so I would say if you can just get the tools that you need and put them where you're going to need them, that makes everyday life so much simpler. Now we're going to talk about ways that we save money. So what are some of the things that you guys like to buy the off-brand for? I'll go first on this. I like to buy Sam's Club toilet paper. I know that sounds very specific. We did a Costco episode, Julie, where you said that one of the best-selling things at Costco is their toilet paper.
Yeah.
There's no comparison. It's not soft as Sam's Club. It doesn't tear off. It tears off in pieces. Sam's Club tears off in sheets. Like, telling you, it's just a better toilet paper. And I like it. Are you catching a theme that I want soft things to touch my body? The soft Kleenex, the
soft paper.
Yes.
Okay. What is something that you like to buy the off-brand for, Mindy?
Pasta noodles. I love the off-brand pasta noodles. I'm like, I don't need veggie noodles. I don't need whole grain.
That's true. I mean, you can even get whole grain off-brand. Yeah,
you can get whole grain. I was thrilled to see that. Also, I don't mind buying milk. The off-brand milk at Walmart has actually I like better, and their butter. I like their butter. That's off-brand. So there's just certain things like I would never buy off-brand cereal.
I won't either, Mindy. That stuff is disgusting.
That's a no.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I have never tried an off-brand cereal that tastes anything like what it's trying to imitate.
Agreed.
It's never good.
Agreed.
Okay. What are some off-brand things that you buy, Julie?
Well, I thought this was a funny question because I prefer the off-brand on just about everything. Like at Kroger or Publix, I will always buy the store brand. Canned goods to chips to butter. I mean, it just doesn't matter. I can't think of anything that I just love the name brand of over the generic. Even soda waters, like I said, I loved Aha and Bubbly. Well, now the Kroger brand is really, really good. Like it's become my favorite. Yeah, you should give it a try.
Okay.
But as a pharmacist, I'll plug this. I always buy generic brand over the counter, and it's okay, people.
Oh, okay.
Like Tylenol, Advil, Benadryl, antacids. Aldi carries an amazing generic of Flonase. Because that stuff is so expensive.
Really?
And theirs comes 2 bottles in a package. And it's probably maybe a third to a half less than the most store brands, even other generic brands. Like, I mean, all of that is equivalent in dosage, strength, and bioavailability, and the way it works. Like, it's okay to do. And Mindy, you mentioned the milk, and I thought this was funny because I prefer Kroger milk to any milk, and I've gotten to where I can do Publix, but I don't like to buy Target milk, and I don't like to buy the name brand dairy milk. And when our kids were little, we did a tour of Purity Dairy, which is the big dairy here in Nashville, and they said that the milk comes in on these big trucks from the dairy farms, and then they process it and put it in their jugs. And then they also sell it off to grocery stores. So it is the same milk. So I'm really not sure why you'd ever buy the dairy brand and pay $5 to $6 a gallon when you can pay $3.40 at Kroger, and you're probably getting the same milk.
Yeah.
I love that.
But Target, I don't know, like that milk tastes weird to me. They're not getting it from the dairy. I'm not sure what.
My kids, and really I only have one that drinks a lot of milk anymore, but he won't let me buy Aldi milk. He does not like Publix milk. He will only drink it from Walmart or Kroger, and I won't drink Walmart milk. I used to, but I think I had some off gallons, and now I just swear that I can't. And I don't know how different store milks can possibly taste different. Like people, if they lined them up in a taste test, they're probably thinking we're all just fooling ourselves. There probably isn't any difference, but I promise you there seems like there is.
Yeah.
Listen, when we lived in Knoxville, the best milk in Knoxville was from the Weigel's gas station, and everybody knew it, and you could save on your milk jugs. Like they had a program because everybody bought their milk from Weigel's. And it was so good. I can't tell you what was so good about it, but it was so good.
John still talks about Weigel's.
Does he? Yeah, he would know about that.
Yeah. So.
Well, another question we had was, what stores do you tend to like the off-brand items at? I do feel like, in general, any off-brand item at Costco, Sam's, Trader Joe's, or Aldi, I've usually been just as happy as I would have been with the name brand. Like with what it's trying to imitate. I think that all four of those stores do a great job. I don't even know if you can get any brand name things at Aldi, but once in a while, I think they have some.
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah. But what stores do you guys like the off-brand items at?
I mean, mainly Kroger. That's where I trust them the most. And I even like their, what is their called? Private Selection. That is an off-brand, but it's kind of their special brand. And sometimes I think it's even better than...
I like their Private Selection ice cream a lot.
Yeah. It's all very, very good. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I echo all of those things, but I shop more at Publix here. So the Publix brand I tend to like. And actually most of the Target off-brand stuff I do like. And so when I go to Target.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that brand they carry? The Market Pantry or something?
Market Pantry, and then...
Yeah, that's a pretty good brand.
All right, well, let's talk about some items that we tend to try or buy secondhand. All right, what is something that you guys will usually always try to get secondhand? I always try to get furniture secondhand. Not necessarily like a mattress, but like my couches and stuff, because with a big family, we've always been hard on furniture. And if I buy it secondhand, I'm not going to feel as bad the first time someone spills something on it or dings it up. And like, I think every, dining room table and every chair and like, a lot of our couches have been secondhand over the years. And I'll always check to see if I can find it secondhand. If I can't, I'll buy it new. But I think furniture, you can save so much if you can find, like I have 2 couches right now that were only used in each of somebody's offices. So they didn't get actually a lot of use. I mean, they might have had them for several years, but how much are people really sitting on the couches in somebody's personal office? Not that much. So they were in really great shape. So you can kind of find, like with Marketplace and Craigslist, you can kind of find good deals like that. How about you guys? What do you tend to try to buy secondhand?
Well, I didn't have so many items, just maybe the ways that I've done secondhand shopping. Like Recently, I discovered this store here in Nashville. It's called Marty and Liz, and they have gently worn shoes. And I've heard that they're worn on like a runway for a fashion show, or they're not really worn outside and nasty. They're just they're a little bit broken in. And I went in and got a pair of leather, like Italian leather loafers. Very, very nice shoes. And it was just after we had that fashion talk with Lulu Loves.
Oh, yeah.
And I got some, what do they call mules? And I paid $29 for each pair. And the lady said, wow, you have gotten a bargain today. Like, you don't always find something every time you go in, but if you go in enough. So I like to kind of look there now. I love to go in Goodwill and thrift stores. I've mentioned Poshmark before for clothing. Like if you have a very specific name brand item, because that's all they sell, you could put in loft and the kind of blouse you want from another season and you'll probably find it. Even Etsy for vintage items, you forget about that. You think of it as only handmade, but they do have old furniture and jewelry and lamps and things like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And one other tip is when I travel, I like to go in consignment stores in other cities. Like my daughter and I took a trip to Malibu and we went into a consignment store and we each bought a dress. And that was just a fun keepsake from that trip. Like I think we both still wear them. And I always think about that trip. And in London, there's a big flea market on the weekends. And I have bought so much stuff there, like teacups and old vintage books and record albums. And so, yeah, don't forget about that when you travel to buy something secondhand.
Yeah. When we went on our glacier trip this summer, one day it rained. So we were like, well, what are we going to do? So we went to see a movie and we also went to thrift stores. And I had packed really carefully, but I found this blue and white vase that I wanted to bring home. I found like some other china plates I wanted. And so I thought, okay, I'm just going to make it work. Like I packed some clothing inside the vase. I had the plates in between but when I look at those, I would much rather remember my trip looking at those than if I had bought like just your traditional souvenir. And I did buy some of those.
Mug
yeah, I did buy some of those, but I also love those thrift store things. Like I think of the trip when I see them. So I do think that's a fun idea.
Yeah. It is so fun.
One last thing is, and in this, I don't know if these stores are all over the country, but McKay's bookstore is a bookstore here in Nashville that is so fun to go to. It's all used books, record albums, video games, movies. And you would think, at a used bookstore, you're not going to find what you want. I mean, they almost have everything.
It's like a warehouse.
Yes.
Huge.
You can spend an afternoon. So if it's a rainy afternoon, my boys like to go there, and it's all the way across town. It's like a big trip if we go to McKay's, but it's fun.
McKay's is a lot of fun because they will they'll buy your stuff. And so you can actually take your old books and movies and games and whatever and then shop, and then they'll call you back up when they have a price. And then that's what I would spend in the store.
Right. So it's like getting stuff for free because you're turning in stuff.
I would just kind of switch things out because I would go ahead and buy a DVD movie. I'm like, right now, I mean, you have to stream it, and the cheapest you're going to stream something's $3.99. Well, you could buy the movie from McKay's.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. One of the most fun gifts I ever bought someone for Christmas was before my parents had any streaming. A few years in a row, I bought him like a couple seasons of the old Seinfelds. Like I would buy like season 1, 2, and 3, and that was from McKay's for one Christmas. And then, I think there's 9 seasons, so I think I bought like 3 seasons each Christmas. And that was so fun for my parents to go and watch all those. It brought back so many memories, but they were in DVD form and they had a DVD player and they could do that. So like there might be people in your life that still use DVDs more than they would streaming, that might be an idea now that Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, and for TV series, like I know my son bought all The Office, and I thought, well, you can just stream this. And he said, yeah, but they take it down. It won't always be there. I just want to own it. So he bought it there. Yeah,
I know. I should get down there and buy a few seasons that I want to own, like Parenthood, because they've taken that down. I mean, I can still get it on some streaming services, but he's right. Probably that's going to go down, and I still want to be able to watch that.
Yeah, we bought the Monk episodes.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Good idea.
Gosh, I don't feel like I have much to add in this category. Like Julie totally covered every category there on things to buy secondhand. I would just echo what you guys did, specifically wood furniture, especially because wood, I mean, you can do so many things to paint, refurbish, redo, stain, all of that stuff. Yeah, always on the lookout.
Yeah.
Marie, maybe you should mention open box.
Oh, yeah, I did want to mention the Amazon open box. You can, a lot of times, if you're wanting to buy something and you scroll down past like the price, they'll also have buy it used, buy it open. Today I saw something that was lightning deal. Like you just scroll down past, the regular price. And so some things work out great. Like I bought some glasses, like drinking glasses, and I don't know what had been wrong with them. I think the person just probably got them and returned them. I think that's how they sell a lot of their open boxes. But then just this week, I bought a faucet, and it didn't even match the picture. Like it didn't even match. But it still has free returns, and I can just mail it back. But in general, I've been very happy. I've bought light fixtures that way. I've bought a lot of things that way. Sometimes you can save like almost half the price.
Wow.
Yeah, and knowing that you can return it, it's a safe option.
Right. It's a very safe option.
I found out that there are some things that are wise to buy used. And they mention things with a lifetime warranty because oftentimes the warranty transfers. It doesn't matter if you purchased it or not. And one of these things is Tupperware. And I just sold my Tupperware for $100 on Facebook Marketplace.
Wow.
Because my friend told me this, like if you get a lid that's damaged or lost, you can always replace it. And if it's faulty, they'll send you a new one for free. But if you lost one or melted it in the dishwasher, you can always get replacements.
Oh, neat.
Other things that qualified were Craftsman tools. I think they have a lifetime warranty. Pampered Chef and Cutco. And Cutco are the knives that I have that I'm really happy with. And then appliances. And we have actually done this on our refrigerator and our Wolf oven. They were displays in an appliance store in their mock kitchen. And, we've had them for 15 years. No problems. So I don't know that I'd want a used appliance, but I have a friend who buys used washers and dryers all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she's like, if they don't last, they were so cheap, I can just get new ones, So that's something to consider.
Yeah, I think in general, if you always have the idea of, well, could I get something used, then you're going to probably come across some unique ways of discovering things. All right. Well, let's talk about, are there any certain sites or stores that you go to look at for certain items? Like if someone said, I want to buy a mirror for my bathroom, is there a site that you would say, oh, well, you need to go here or whatever?
I'd start with Etsy first.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I just don't have the right idea of Etsy. I would be thinking it was like a homemade mirror.
I know.
No, it's vintage and homemade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I am looking for a mirror for my bathroom, and I feel like I've exhausted all the places that I want to look. So I'll look on Etsy today.
Marie, mirrors are so difficult to shop for. And they are not created equal. And then it's like, they could be so expensive.
Yes.
And I was stunned when I went to look for certain mirrors.
Yeah. Well, where did you end up having good luck?
I found one actually I really liked on Amazon, but I mean, I can't tell you how many weeks of like, you could scroll for hours and keep seeing new mirrors. And it's like my head would hurt. And I finally just bit the bullet. And it was for the downstairs guest bathroom. It's a big round mirror. And thankfully it worked out. But I just felt like it's so exhausting just to try to find what you're wanting.
I know. Or I'll see like 100 of the same exact kind, but I've already ruled that kind out. So what other choices do you have?
Yeah.
Have you checked out the flea market?
The flea market? I want to online shop, Julie.
Okay. I think the flea market is fun.
I used to think the flea market was fun. And now when I go, I don't think it's that fun. And so I don't know what's changed about me, but I don't think it's that much fun anymore.
Well, it's hard to wait till the last Saturday of the month if you need it now.
Yes. Plus, I'm kind of into instant gratification, and I don't want to like put off making my decision to go the last Saturday of the month and find out they don't have anything, then have to still keep looking.
Right. I guess it's good if you're casually looking.
Yes, I think that would be the key.
Go with a friend. It's just fun.
Right.
Hey, so I do have a site that I like to go to. She's going to crack up when I say this, but I have a friend, Jennifer, who has the best taste.
Oh.
And every time she is trying to sell something out of her house, I will buy it.
Okay.
So I wait for Jennifer.
Oh, okay. So that's the site you go to.
It's her site. It's her page. It's her personal page. Anything Jennifer is selling, I might be buying, because I literally just bought from her a Pottery Barn dining table with 4 chairs.
Oh, really?
And the top actually needed to be refinished. It had been their family table for years and years, but she only buys high quality things. So it's things that last. So Bryce actually refinished the top for me, and we love it. But Jennifer's site, right? I can't.
Funny.
Yeah. Like I would buy anything from Julie.
Well, it's funny because remember I told you I took my curtains down one night and then I put them up on Facebook, and I had sold them before John woke up the next morning.
Yes.
Well, the girl that bought them, I started noticing she was buying everything I put up. So now I do just call her first. And I said, hey, I've got this, getting ready to put it on Facebook. Do you want it? And she goes, want them.
Yes.
That's so
Julie,
funny.
that's so awesome. And
it's fun because I know it's going to a good home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's have one more question before we go into I'm a fan. But this was a good question, Julie, that you had. It's kind of related to what you've splurged on. But what do you not mind spending some money on?
I don't mind spending money on good jeans.
Oh, that's a good one.
I really will. I'll go cheap on the shirt or the sweater or whatever. But jeans, maybe I'm vain. I really want my butt to look good. As good as possible is what I'll say.
Or I just want to be comfortable. I don't want it to hurt me when I'm sitting.
I know. They have to fit right, and they have to wear well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't want to leave a blue stain on someone's white couch. Like when I bought Old Navy jeans.
Oh, did that happen, Julie?
Well, actually, it left a stain on my legs.
Oh.
And so I thought, I couldn't go sit on somebody's light-colored couch.
Yes.
It even stained my car seats that are light.
My car seats. I would say my leather car seats from my Old Navy jeans. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Buyer beware for those.
Yes.
All right. What do you like to splurge money on, Julie? What's a splurge?
Well, I'd have to go back to flowers and flowers and books. I don't mind. And I know that like most people would consider that a waste maybe, but I'm okay. Just every time I'm at Trader Joe's, I'll just usually pick up a bunch of flowers of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I don't mind spending money on are bonding experiences. And I think my kids have figured this out about me, and they have my number because my one at UT recently went to visit my 2 at Mississippi State. And they're in college, so, they should be paying for some of their own things themselves. So they don't just assume I'm going to pay for things. So anyways, I get this text about halfway through the weekend. We're really hungry. If we go to dinner, this is from Lauren, if Isaac, Lydia, and I go to dinner together, would you sponsor us? And it was like, yes, send me a Venmo request. I want you to go have fun together. Like they know that if it's a bonding experience and they're going to do it together, yes, I will pay for it.
I'm a sucker for those too, Marie.
So, and they know that any Christian ministry retreat or anything like that, yes, send me the Venmo request. Do you want to go? Okay, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
So I don't mind spending money on either of those.
I have one more thing that I saw, because I saw this in the comments section of this K-Love question. A lot of people had put concert tickets. And I just the more I've been to concerts, I usually say I'm just kind of disappointed. They just don't sound as good live. I don't know. It costs like $100, and I could just listen to this at home.
Sure.
But I will say several people mentioned concerts at Red Rocks.
Oh.
And I did that. And I splurged. The tickets weren't expensive, but just getting there and spending the time, So I've seen Lauren Daigle there, and I want to go back. And that's one concert I would splurge on.
I saw Red Rocks mentioned in the comments too, Julie. And I thought about you, and I want to see a concert at Red Rocks just because I haven't heard anyone that's disappointed. Like they love it.
Wow. And Lauren Daigle, it was like a 2.5-hour worship experience under the stars. It was just amazing. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. So I'd splurge on that again.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat. Well, I love hearing about what people are willing to splurge on, and I loved talking about the secondhand things and the off-brand things. I mean, I really don't mind talking about money. So I think it's kind of fun to find different ideas from other people. And
I mean,
I like what you said. I like what you said, Mindy. Like money often when we talk about it, it's a negative. Like there's a lot of guilt over enjoying your money and, but I mean, it's a tool that we have. We've worked for it, like it's it's our currency to enjoy our life and live our life. And
sure.
Right.
I don't think there's, that it's all bad.
Right.
Agree. And you're going to spend it. I mean, you're spending money on things, so you might as well try to enjoy it.
Right. And listeners, we would love to hear tips from you. Like if you have great secondhand things or secondhand sites, or if there's off brands that we don't know about or whatever, you have tips for us, feel free to find us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast or email us at midlifematterspodcast@gmail.com. But now it's time to go into I'm a Fan. All right, Mindy, what are you a fan of this week?
Well, if you recently listened to our fall episode, you will know that I was really struggling with the darkness. And a recent purchase, I actually have two things I'm a fan of today. So a recent purchase were outdoor lights that I talked my husband into hanging for me. And I cannot tell you how much joy these outdoor lights have brought all of us really every night. Like even my sons want to sit out back.
Oh, nice.
They look so cool. And it's expanded our deck. So for them to be on, it just feels there's this soft glow coming into our living room. Like I even turned the lamps off because I want the glow from the outdoor lights. But just hanging those lights just made a huge difference. And also in the same vein, we're recording on November 1st, and I just put up I have a skinny Christmas tree, but I do a thankful tree.
That's right.
And that practice of doing the thankful tree every year brings so much joy. And it also has the warm glow of the lights. So it's not, it's got fall leaves all over it. I do have a picture that I can share.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Yes. So like in the dark of the morning, the dark of the night, between the outdoor deck lights, the thankful tree lights, it is just it just brings a lot of joy.
Good.
Because I just heard that daylight savings time is about to happen, and I got bummed all over again. I'm like, oh my gosh.
This weekend, Mindy.
I know.
Yeah, you got one more week.
All the lights, give me all the lights.
Now, are they string lights?
Yes, the outdoor lights, they look similar to yours, what you have around like your fire pit area that's so beautiful. It's that. So Bryce actually had to build something on our deck because our deck is elevated off the ground. Pretty high. So he had to actually put posts in at the corners of our deck and kind of string them. But
yeah, they do look really nice. I saw those when I went to Mindy's house. Her yard and her lights look great. All right, Julie, what are you a fan of this week?
All right, I'm a fan of a recipe. I just made it the other night, and I'm going to make it again tonight. And it's spicy coconut curry ramen. And
that sounds good.
I have made ramen before, and it was it was good, but this was
a step above.
Amazing. It was restaurant quality.
Great.
And it's from the same lady that I've mentioned before. On Instagram, she's Anna's Table.
Okay.
And on her website is servingdumplings.com. And it cooked in about 20 minutes.
Wow, that's
and
great.
you could add kind of what you wanted. Like I added a rotisserie chicken to it because it didn't have meat in it. And it had shiitake mushrooms, and we added green onions, and it has
really
garlic and ginger. It is amazing. So I'm going to actually make up the broth and freeze it so I can just pull it out.
Oh, wow.
Because it had curry paste and chili paste, which I had to buy. Maybe they were $5 a jar, but I can make it so many times with that one purchase, So super simple. We love ramen, and this is the time of year that I like, warm, cozy food. So David's coming for dinner tonight, and he's getting ramen. So
great. Nice. That's wonderful. Well, enjoy. Yes. All right. I am a fan of a movie that is out called Ticket to Paradise. Have either of you guys heard it?
I've heard of it, and I wondered.
Yes. So it's so good. So I mentioned earlier that I do not mind spending money on bonding experiences. So my oldest daughter and I, we went out to dinner last week, and then we went to the movies together. And we both really enjoyed the movie. I like most Julia Roberts movies, and this has Julia Roberts and George Clooney. It's very cute. I wouldn't say there was really anything too objectionable in it. I mean, it was very clean. And just funny. Like I laughed throughout the whole thing. They're very sarcastic with each other. If you're not familiar with the storyline, it's a man and his ex-wife race to Bali, Indonesia to stop their daughter from marrying a seaweed farmer. And as they desperately try to sabotage the wedding, the bickering duo soon find themselves rekindling old feelings that once made them happy together. And it's just a cute, cute movie, kind of in that vein of like old-fashioned rom-coms. We really enjoyed it.
I was thinking we've had a major lack of rom-coms in years, and those are so fun. And so I was thrilled that this one just came out, and I'm glad for your review. Yeah, and I really think it would appeal to midlife people, because I even wanted to see it on the big screen, because these are people that were like sex symbols, like beautiful people when we were young, and it's when we were beautiful. See, when we were young and beautiful. And I wanted to see how they'd both aged. It gives everybody ages. And so I just thought even watching them as aged from when they used to be was interesting. I don't know.
I don't think it hurt George Clooney any.
No, I was just telling my son, who's just gotten into the Oceans movies.
Okay.
So Jacob was like, I really like this George Clooney. He's pretty fun. I said, and he just keeps getting better with age. I said, women?
Well, I still do think Julia Roberts is beautiful, and I really think you'll enjoy it. There were actually a lot of older people, I would say, in the movie. Like, not in the movie, I mean, like, watching the movie. Like, it's just a fun movie. I mean, it's not going to stand up to be like a classic or anything, but if you just want an enjoyable evening, it's a fun thing to go and do.
Oh, thank you. I love it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I love talking with you this week, and I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about next week.
Me too.
Me too.
And I bet listeners will be surprised. It's a mystery.
I know. Give us some ideas, guys.
Yeah. Listeners, if you ever have any topic ideas, feel free to send them our way. All right, Julie, Mindy, we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Yeah.
Bye. We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.